Hi everybody, welcome back to my little YouTube channel. Today's video is another video with a difference. This time we're trying to repair, or should I say replace a part in a Roomba vacuum. Long story short, we needed a new Roomba because the one we've got, which is one on the right, is pretty old. It needs another battery. We've replaced the battery a couple of times and I thought it's time for a new one because there's only so many times you can replace a battery before you think I'll just buy a new one. So I had this bright idea to buy this one, the one on the left, which is an E5 I believe. Thought we'll buy one off eBay cheap, see if it's any good. If it works, we can either just keep it or it'll inspire us to buy a new one, because the new ones are quite expensive. This one's quite a low range one, so it's not one of the most expensive £1,500 ones, which empties itself and cleans the floor with a mop, etc. So it's one of the cheap ones. So I bought the thing, it's supposed to work, got it home and it doesn't work. It has an error message on. So what I've agreed to do with the seller is rather than sending it back, I've got a partial refund and I'm just going to keep it and buy the spare part. I have the spare part today, it's just arrived, and if the spare part doesn't work I'm just going to sell it as spares or repairs and bite the bullet and just buy a new one. So I'm going to take it to my phone. I'm filming this on two different phones, so excuse me if it goes a little wobbly. So when you go on the Roomba app, it currently has this message. It may be time to replace some Roomba parts. So that's a new message that came on just today. But I'll show you what happens when you do actually try and set the thing to clean. So if you go to home, so I can do this candidly. Just going to check that that's okay. So now if I press clean, this is what it does. Moves fine, turns around, spins around, then you get the message of death. So bin error. So I think if I click on here I should be able to show what the error means. So if we press learn more, it says this is the problem. Error 11, which is quite a common error, which means I basically need to replace a part. The part that we need to replace costs between £70 and £300. So this is why I was thinking I'm just going to get a refund on it. But I've had a delivery today and it's the part that we need. Okay, I've switched to another camera now. This is the other phone. This is the one that the Roomba app's on, hence why I was using another one to film it before. So I'm going to open the part. It's just been delivered today. So this was about £75. According to the packaging, it's a genuine Roomba part. It was bought from Amazon, actually from Amazon, not from a third party. Oh, it's got a little iRobot card with it. And this is the part. On our old Roomba, we've never had to replace anything apart from the spinny round brush and the batteries, but this one's got this other part, which it's basically the whole workings of it. So it's got brand new brushes, it's got the motors, etc. All of these good things. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to swap it over, see if it works. So one of the reasons I'm doing a video on it, I've been inspired by somebody on YouTube called My Mate Vince. I'll post his link down below. He does repair videos, he's a brilliant bloke. He either gets things sent to him, or he buys things, or he has things lying around, I'm guessing, that are broken, and he fixes them. So I thought, I'm going to take a bit of inspiration from my mate Vince and do a little repair myself. Technically, it's not a repair, it is just replacing a consumable. Although it seems a bit crazy that you buy one of these vacuums, which I assume was about £500, and you need to spend this kind of money on a new part. But I don't know how old the machine is, it could be ancient, for all I know. So I'm going to get it on the bench, as they say in the trade. I mean the kitchen bench, but they mean the workbench. And I'm going to swap this part over and see if it works.
Error 11.
I'm going to hear it saying that it's saying error 11, which is the thing I've just purchased. It's not as dirty as it looks like, there's just a bit of dust. So I'm going to take it apart, do it that way, take it apart quickly, and then see if I can fix the problem. I'll probably fast forward half of this because I need to take the bin out. That's the bin, that's all the rubbish gets collected. I keep that isn't replaced. I need to get a little screwdriver and take out these 5 screws. I'll probably fast forward this because you don't really need to see me remove 5 screws. Like I say, it's not technically a repair, so I'm sure my mate Vince wouldn't be doing this kind of repair because this is just a consumable. What my mate Vince would do if it didn't repair, if it didn't fix after this little consumable change, you'd actually take the whole vacuum apart and sort it out that way. But I'm not that technical, I'm just an amateur. I'm going to take that off as well. I'll just get a little screwdriver. I think this needs to come off. This is the spin around brush. Comes off there. Now this should be the same as that. This is the new part. Sorry, I can't see what I'm saying. This is the new part, which is exactly the same. It's quite handy. It comes with new brushes because these brushes are really in a bad state. So I need to find a little screwdriver. I need to take out 1, 2. Actually, I can count them on the part. 1, 2, 3, 4, I think, screws. And this part will basically just be redundant and thrown away. Let's find out if there's a way of recycling them via Roomba's website. Has anybody else got one of these Roombas and had this problem? Or do you have one of the better ones? Actually, that's a good question. Does anybody have one of the more expensive ones that has the auto emptying bin, or the one that has the mop attachment as well? Definitely won't be getting the mop attached one because they're like £1,500 for a decent one. But does anybody have the one that empties the bin? That's the battery there, which no doubt is going to be the next thing that goes, even when I do fix it. So that comes out. And what I'll do, I'll switch to the other phone with the app to find out whether it's worked and I'll film it. What's attached to that? So this is attached to that. There we go, so there's the old one. It's quite grubby. I've had it apart already and cleaned it. So there's the old one. You can see it's all chewed up. And there's the new one. So I'm going to replace this. Let's see, when I first got this, I took it all apart because it didn't work. I thought maybe it's just got a bit of muck in it or something, but obviously it didn't. It's not easy doing this and not getting my arms in the camera, so I apologise for the elbow close-ups. If I was a professional, I would have a camera mounted in front of us and above us, but I'm not. I'm just an amateur. So just need to make sure this is nice and tight. It's clever how the machine knows that this is past its best and needs replacing. Right, so that's the new part screwed in. Now I just need to put this bottom part of the Roomba back on and then put the bin back on. So I'll just tighten these. Does anybody get any of the brands of these other than Roomba? I know there's quite a few of them now. Roomba was always like the main one to go to if you bought one of these robot Hoovers. Also, if you've got one, do you use it for your whole house? Do you just use it for a small area? Or do you not use it at all? It is a bit of a gadget, a bit of a gimmick, but they are quite effective, especially if you get one of the expensive ones that can do the whole level of a house. Okay, so that's that screwed in. You need to put the bin back, which goes like that. So there he is back in one piece. Now I'm going to put it back together. I'm going to switch to the other camera and see what happens. The play button, which basically means Roomba, do your job. Let's see what happens. See if it's going to work or not. Oh, I'm just going to brush back on. Oh, success! There we go, we have a fully working Roomba now. I'm just going to put the brush back on. I'll give you a little update on it. I've put the spinning brush back on, so we seem to have success. Now my other Roomba used to get stuck on this mat, so that's quite successful. That hasn't. This one does work still. It's quite old, but as I said before, it needs a new battery. Oh, excuse me. This one's a lot noisy, I must say, but that is one of the reviews here, the reports you get on them. Come on, Roomba. Hopefully this one won't scratch the work surfaces, the skating boards like the other one did. It might have better technology in it. It is still an entry-level one, as I've said, so it hasn't got a laser or a camera or anything in it, but quite impressed so far. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. If you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also on the screen now you'll see all of my other social medias. Sorry, I'm going to stop that, hang on. stop him because it is quite loud. I'm going to share all my other social medias on the screen, so if you like, subscribe, share the video, like the video, give us some comments. I quite like chatting with people in the comments field, so if you want to leave a little comment, pop one in there. So thanks for watching, we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now. Not sure whether you can hear me over the noise of the Roomba, but I can confirm this one is much better than the old one. Can you remember the green brushes on the bottom? They're like a rubber thing. The old one, bless its dirt, it's got a single rubbery one and a bristle one, which works brilliant. It's a fantastic machine, especially for its age, but this one is a much better cleaner. Just thought I'd give you a little update, because I've been playing with the thing for the last 10 minutes. Quite impressed with it as well. Something I got with this Roomba, which I was quite interested in, is one of these little sensor things. What should happen is I just send a beam across there to stop it going anywhere. And the reason I wanted this is because this doormat, as I said before, used to get attacked by the other Roomba. So I'm going to just see if it works. It should, if it goes in a straight line. It should stop at that beam and then bounce back. See how it will go past it? I'm not sure if I need it now because it doesn't seem to struggle with that, but it's still a good thing to have. Just sort of show you that little extra. So if anybody has one of these, it's an option. I did get them with these ones as well. They're huge, massive, big things because it's a long time ago I bought it. But this thing is much more compact. And what you do is you switch it on and just leave it there forevermore. Not there because it's right in the way. Just leave it wherever you want it forevermore. The battery lasts a year. I think I'm trying to sell a Roomba now. Anyway, thanks for watching again. Bye for now.